Hey, down here, down here. I'm down here today. Uh, Today we're going to be looking at the simple syllabus, a little bit of a POV on what you should be filling out as an adjunct and what you should be expecting the department chairs to fill out and getting to know this a little bit. I know the system is a little bit janky, a little bit messy, and hard to deal with a little bit. So you might have an import or this little thing where it's like, would you like to import or replace the syllabus with another one? You can do that and it will import some of your other stuff. So if you have like one that you made for 1301 in fall one and you want to copy that one over in fall two, you should be able to do that. But yeah, double check and make sure everything's all good. But if this is your first time messing with it, and if you're messing with the new one, the new update, this may give you some ideas of what's going on if you keep running into some little issues. So there are areas that are going to be auto-filled by your department chair. Don't worry about these. Reach out to your department chair if you have any questions about them. But what you are responsible for is things like this. You got to have your CV in there. That's a link that's handled by the PLC committee. So reach out to your department chair or the PLC. The department chair might get you in connected to somebody at the PLC, but you can always reach out to the PLC to generate and update your link and what have you. So there's that little thing on this side over here. You got these tips and tricks usually on the side to help you figure things out. Now, if you do clone over one, I do believe this kind of disappears for a short time. But make sure you fill out your instructor information, your office information, emails, your support hours, and what have you. And with this is a table. You're going to have headers on your table and whatnot. You might have to redesign this table a little bit thanks to Blackboard. So thanks to Simple Syllabus's update. You also want to upload a photo of you as well. That way the students can see who you are. Departmental information. This should be auto-filled by the department chairs. As you can tell, mine's currently blank because it hasn't been completely filled out yet. That is for the department chair instead of me right now. Same with any of this uh, school information, which would be like the deans. A lot of the policy stuff should be auto-filled by the PLC or the department chair, especially this course information here. That's going to be generically filled out by the chairs. If you find it missing, let your chair know because it may be a glitch. This is kind of a known glitch for this one to be disappeared. But so far, if it says chairs are going to be filling this out, you don't have to worry about it. If it's empty, let your chair know or just hope that your chair is going to take care of it. They should. You won't get docked if this is missing. It's something that we would get flagged for as a school, and then we would fix it, and everybody's going to be copacetic. Thing that you need to fill out is going to be your grading schema. This is going to be like your, discussion boards are worth 20%, quizzes are worth 30%, OCMA is worth at least 10%, stuff like that. And yes, your OCMA, your big final project that's found in your course, should be at minimum of 10%. It can be higher, to my understanding, but talk to your chair about that. But a minimum of 10%. So if you create a midterm and a final, you want to add that in there, you explain that in here. That's what you do, is your grading columns. And of course, we go by the basic scale. You're not allowed to change that. And then course outline schedule. So this is going to be adding in items for each week of what's expected, when they're due, the topic, the assignment, et cetera, et cetera. Your CSLO is your course learning outcome. We'll look at that here in a moment. Time estimations, that will be filled out by your department chair. Those are going to be generic, the 144 interactivity hours throughout the entire term, the standardization that SAC-COC requires, and they'll be designed where you'll see that 144 total. Academic policies, this is where you put your AI policy, your cell phone use policy, your late work policy, throw that in here, right here. Now, this section is open for instructors, but chairs can override it if there is any type of problem here. There shouldn't be. These CSLOs, these will be filled out by your chair, and they will have a number that corresponds with it. So if it's like 1 and 2 and 3 for learning about primary being able to research, write academically and analyze primary sources, 1, 2, 3. And then you can organize this. It's like, okay, this is a primary source discussion board. Well, that's going to be 2 and 3, being able to write academically and analyze primary sources. That type of stuff. So you'll see that there. PSLOs, most courses are in general education, and there's not going to have a PSLO unless you're part of a program like psychology. If you're one of my psychology adjuncts, you'll have a PSLO, and certain assignments will be aligned with those. Those assignments will be aligned on your Blackboard, and we advise you not to edit any of those assignments, nor with any of your OCSLOs. Your OCSLOs are your generic ones for your state level compliancy. Critical thinking, communication, empirical and quantitative skills, teamwork, personal and social responsibility. An example for U.S. history, critical thinking, communication, personal and social responsibility are all assessed in our U.S. history courses. Those assignments are aligned on Blackboard, and I may need to put those inside here. With this here, there is, if you notice, our course outline schedule doesn't actually show any of that alignment for PSLOs or OCSLOs. That may be a future thing. Just keep in mind, that's how we would organize it. We would say this assignment does CSLO number 2 and 3, or something along those lines. Make sense? Because you can see these guys have numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Outcome alignment. Again, the chairs are going to make this outcome alignment. They're going to show what is actually aligned here and whatnot. You can always add a new component as well if you wanted to add a special note or something along those lines, a notification, like maybe a maturity warning for your course, because I know psychology may involve things like adult information such as suicide, sexual orientation, things like that, and some students may take a preview with that, while history talks about like Holocaust and assassinations and things like that, maybe a little bit too graphic for some. You might want to put something like that in here. You might want to put your honor lock policy in here, if not up on that policy section. You might want to put a notification that your class is sequenced in here and that they have to follow a certain sequence or something along those lines. Stuff that should be also in your welcome video, Now, if you're here and you have finished up your work and you see, I'm going to move myself way up here, and you see this little, it's still grayed out, I can't figure it out. Well, there might be places that are empty, such as this, and this little guy down here. This is your accessibility. You click on him, see, it's going to flag this table, and okay, I need to add a header, and then I can type in the header inside there. I would need to edit. Hold on. Add table header, and I'm going to put hours here, or something along those lines. There it is. See, accessibility is 100%. So as I start filling this stuff out, it might change the number down here, but always click on that guy. He'll tell you what is going on, what is not accessible in your thing. And then once you're all done, you'll be able to click that. You can also type your comments in here to us as chairs, and we'll be able to see it. Well, it's like, oh, you're working on this, or you're confused about something. But it's always good to also follow up with like an email or something along those lines. So hopefully that makes some sense and help this demystify this simple syllabus process. I know it's a lot, and trust me, we're trying to revamp it to make it a little bit easier, a little bit better, but it's always going to be a work in progress. So bear with us, try your best, and make sure, communicate with your department chair or your director, and hopefully everybody's going to be copacetic and understanding. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video.